All right, hey everybody. So this month I want to, be a little bit more active as far as social media is concerned. The reason why I haven't been very active with social media is because I don't really feel like I could find a platform that I can really call home. I don't like YouTube very much. YouTube is nice, but hosting your own IPFS node is complicated and requires effort. There's just really no place for me to really call an actual home at the moment, and hopefully in some ways maybe if I can at least start trying to talk about this kind of environment that I do want to actually be a part of. Maybe I can kind of hasten things, or maybe just play some small role in at least teaching people about dapps and stuff like that. So I'm gonna just do kind of like an overview of dapp review, and this I think will kind of kickstart things a bit. I'm also going to be putting up other videos as well. I have funny stuff that I've done while playing like the Anthem demo and VR chat and all that. And I have a lot of footage. I just haven't been uploading because, like I said, I just don't feel at home on YouTube. I don't feel at home on Twitch. I want a place that's decentralized. I want something cool. I want the next gen. You know what I mean? I'm kind of bored with the current thing, and I want to set myself up in a way where I feel at home using the next stuff. You know, the cool shit. That's the stuff that's going to be around the corner, where it's like you're not gonna see like constant videos about how someone so was demonetized or somebody got banned. Like none of that shit exists because you can't do it because the technology won't simply doesn't support it. Immutable blockchains and all that jazz, and it to me it just seems it's so much more edgy. It's so much. It's definitely cooler. Anyway, so there's this website here called Dapp Review, and it allows you to look through all of the existing dapps. A lot of dapps are still missing from these lists, but it's focusing on cryptocurrencies that actually have dapps on them. I don't even know. I mean, ontology. Um, Loom is missing at the moment, but I think that should be just considered something that's under Ethereum. So if Loom is just like a side chain on Ethereum, but they for some reason they take Loom projects and like here, so there's things that are underneath Ethereum, but they take them and they kind of put them off to the side. So I do have some feedback in general about Dapp Review itself. Like, how are they handling this? Like, this space needs help. I've never seen something. I mean, not in a very long time have I seen things this wet behind the ears. I don't know how to. I can't think of a better word. Oh my goodness, there's just so little actual like tangible quality things outside of very specific stuff. I mean, chances are, if you're looking at dexes, all right, decentralized exchanges, those are pretty straightforward. IDEX is really good. You could even just you probably classify these under just transactions within the last 7 days. I don't know a huge amount of about Tron, but I can tell you right now that Tron probably, yeah, like Tron will probably be pretty easy to go back and forth between EOS and Tron, and there's a lot of dApps support both EOS and Tron. But one of the main things that I want to focus on, not so much dexes, are gaming and social media, which I think are the two things that really, 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 really set a lot of things apart in this space, but is really in a absolutely sad state. Now, as far as I can tell, now I have looked around. All right, you got your CryptoKitties, you got your Axie Infinity, your Ethermon. I've already played Ethermon very limited amount. Not a very. It wasn't a good experience. Why? Because in order to play it, I had to buy these tokens that were centralized. It's like trusted third party, like all kinds of stuff going on here, right? my crypto heroes, crypto kitties. Like crypto kitties doesn't necessarily have a trusted third party, but it's a collectibles game. Don't give a shit. I want I want games where you're actually going around, you're doing stuff, you're solving things, you're fighting monsters. Sorry, my throat. You're actually getting, you're getting some kind of like a gaming experience that actually is is something that is good to me. Like I don't so in this space I'm going to completely I'm not going to talk about casinos. If you want to talk about casino games, go to like Trayvon JB. He'll do the casino games or whatever. I don't care. Now there's also a few different things in terms of like new genres that need to be brought up in this space as well. I know this is kind of all over the place, but that's kind of I guess that's I'm just trying to kickstart things with this video, but there are games that I call bet likes. All right, so there's this genre of casino games where all it is just betting and poker, and I guess poker actually counts as a real game. You know what I mean? And it's like all you do is you choose a percentage and you put a certain amount of money up and then you bet and you either win or you lose and blah blah blah, right? Well, there are games that are more glorified versions of a betting game, and one of those would be is actually right here. It's called OX Warriors. Hey, where is OX Warriors? Why isn't it on this list? It'd be RPG, right? Ah, there it is. All right, so this game here, it has a really good trailer, really great description of everything like that, but the game, it's a bet like. It's just a betting game. That's all it was. Like when I messed around with it. So immediately this game completely and utterly fails, in my opinion, as something to care about. Like I don't care. I don't care about bet likes. I don't want bet likes. Now, one of the other things that's really prevalent right now is player versus player. Player versus player is pretty interesting, but you're gonna get your card games, your yeah. See, it's like the genre is so prevalent. Your Steam monsters and stuff like that. Why isn't it showing it? Steam Monsters is a fucking card game. Why isn't it listening it correctly? Well, so there's a lot of all kind. This stuff is just unorganized. Everything is all over the place. I mean, this is actually kind of funny because right now what I am showing is something that is just such in its early stages that like 5 years from now people might watch the video and just be like, wow, and just face palm at this shit because it's just so fucking new. And there's just so little actual thing going on. Now, EOS Knights right now is probably the closest and the best example of an actual blockchain game. Not only do I think that I don't believe it actually requires a trusted third party. I think it's entirely on-chain game. I might be wrong on that, but as far as I know, it's pretty much all on-chain. Not only that, but it has a not only is it's basically an idle game, but it does actually have a battle system where you choose like abilities and you fight things and monsters attack you and you deal and it goes right back. I'll probably put that in a future video. I could show that off. The only thing is that it requires you to get to the 150th floor before you can even start doing that kind of content, which means that you probably have already blown maybe $20 or $30 on the game just to get the gear to get up to that level if you want to do it quickly, right? EOS Knights is not a good game, but it's the best example of how a crypto-based game should actually function and whatever it would be. It's it uses the proper profit model. The profit model being where you play the game to earn items, and then those items can be traded on a DEX for EOS, and the devs get a small cut of every single transaction, which is that's the that's the profit model that I want to follow with my games as well. And I will be working on I will starting this month. I will be working on a crypto based. I will be starting a project I know I've already talked about it in the past. I'm still going to actually pursue it. The only reason why I kind of fell off on doing a EOS based game is because I was distracted by because I was actually producing a an RTS for the Steam blockchain, and I'm not really sure if that project's going to come back because the market's been going down pretty consistently, and I don't think we're anywhere near the bottom. I mean, I know we're near the bottom, but I think uh, I think Bitcoin I think Bitcoin's gonna touch the 300 weekly moving average, and it's gonna bounce off of that. That's and it's gonna go down a lot. That's what I'm saying. All right, sorry. Um, so I'm still waiting for this shit right here because I mean just look at this. It's it's dumping like mad. Oh, all right, we got this right here. I'm thinking we're going down. I'm waiting for around here because this space we got support. 300 moving average is coming in. I don't have it shown right now, but yeah. I forgot why I got into this talking about Bitcoin, but the market's not doing so great, so funding for that project actually kind of fell off. But the thing is that for a solo project, I can afford to begin working on my own crypto game because it's not going to cost anything extra for me to do it, so to speak, outside of like opportunity costs or whatever. And the main way I'm going to actually do push this along is I'm going to be taking a really solid look at EOS Studio, which is coming out. The Windows version is coming out on the 15th of this month, and once I get my hands on this, I'm going to try my hardest to actually get in, as much as I could possibly get in place and just learn as much as just absorb everything that I possibly can about doing my own smart contract logic. And then I'm just going to have to get some kind of support from somebody to get the Unreal 4 engine to work with the EOS blockchain. And well, there you go. So, and I'm just also now finishing up on a game that I've been working on for about a year called Revulsion, which is now I think I'm going to be releasing that later this month. It's pretty much good to go right now. I just need to go ahead and pull the trigger on releasing it. But that's about it, really. So I think I'm gonna be utilizing this Dapp review thing, but there's just a lot of junk. There's so many things here that I kind of wish that there was a way I could. I wish that there was a way I could hide stuff after I realize that it's trash and just ignore its existence or something like that. I kind of wish that there was some kind of thing I can like a thing I can actually click on. Actually, EOS Flappy Bird is a pretty good game. It's Flappy Bird, but in terms of like the crypto space, that just shows you right now. Right now, Flappy Bird is probably one of the better cryptocurrency games at the moment because it's an actual game one. But I believe Flappy Bird actually requires a trusted third party. So, right now, as far as I could tell, as far as like social media, because I'm talking mostly about gaming. If I look into the social media space, um, there's a lot of trash. There's a lot of redundant or weird stuff. But you would have thought that maybe Ethereum would have something by now. And Peepeth is the best one that they've got. And I'm going to do a video about Peepeth later. And I'll talk about this. But it's really, it really kind of just, it strikes at home at the very reason why dapps platforms that brag about how decentralized they are really missing the point because the Dapp itself is also the bigger determination of whether or not it is decentralized. Because you could have the most decentralized platform in existence if your Dapp is fucking no fucking more decentralized than Twitter, then what the fuck was the point? And that's one of the main things that bothers me about most social media dapps, other than this one here. This one here is discussion. They call it discussions, but it's Novosphere, and this is the best one right now, hands down. All right, so with that said, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna cut this short, and I'm gonna end this video here. But I am going to be kickstarting off on a lot more content very soon, so stay tuned.